Welcome to a decoy match for Star-Crossed Kings. Captain S. Price has decided to utilize his one decoy game, which means that two challengers are randomly selected to fight each other, and then on the next day that Star-Crossed Kings continues, the winner of this series will move on to either challenge Captain S. Price, the current king, or nominate somebody else in their stead. The two challengers that were chosen today are Lewted Hose and Cheese. Cheese, also known as Bertz. Bertz was his Twitch username, but Cheese is apparently his Steam username, so that's nice and confusing, but I guess we'll just refer to him as Cheese. That's his name in game.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
And we're going, the map is, of course, Langreskaya. We're going to see Lewted Host playing as Ostherr in the north and Cheese playing as Soviets in the south. We've already got commander selections from both of these players. Lewted Host going with Defensive Doctrine. Okay. And Cheese going with Conscript Support Tactics. So already they knew exactly what they wanted to do. Even though they are not 0 CP commanders, they have chosen them. And they're pretty unusual picks, so I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see how that works out. The squad of Grenadiers will be forced to retreat here in the initial engagement. We're going to see a 3-4 conscript opening from the Soviet player, Cheese. And the Lewted Hose is going with 3 Grenadier opening. Hasn't made a 4th unit yet. We'll have to spend a little bit of manpower on reinforcement here. He's rapidly losing control of the entire map right now. He's failed to take control of both fuel points. Only just now making his way out of his base towards the strategic points on the left and right, sending 1 Grenadier squad over to the left side. Should be able to win an engagement against these combat engineers for this fuel. It's actually skipping past the strategic point, interestingly enough. And that is an extremely early medic station. That's before he's even made a 4th unit. He doesn't even have the munitions to turn this into a medic station yet. It's a little bit early to be getting that. Conscripts are moving all the way up to take control of this victory point. Does that base bunker really defend the victory point a little bit? Apparently you need to stand back a little bit on that VP. Flamethrower been upgraded on these combat engineers, and the Grenadiers over here are almost losing the engagement. That guy got burned so bad he dropped his gun and he's in shock. He's just paralyzed with fear. Grenadiers engaging conscripts over here by this tractor. Should probably stand in the victory point capture circle. Soviet player is taking control of almost the entire map. Combat engineers taking control of this strategic point over here. And these Grenadiers are taking control of the victory point. Pios will be forced to retreat. And a couple squads just standing in cover, continuing to take territory. Ostherr player shows no signs of being able to break this extremely early containment. Cheese has gone with a 5 conscript, 2 combat engineer opening here, so he has a lot of infantry at his disposal. Lewted Hose, on the other hand, spent a bunch of manpower on this bunker. He's already had to spend a lot of manpower just on reinforcement from engagements that are not going his way. And now he's purchasing himself a mortar. So this rather weak opening has lost him pretty much the entire map, as well as his failure to engage cost effectively.
Infantry can now construct trenches to reinforce positions.
And the game is now getting to about 2 command points, so they'll both finally have access to their doctrinal features. Defensive fortifications and trenches. Maybe Lewted Hose will be able to utilize those somehow. Buy time here on the victory point, I don't know. And of course, Hit the Dirt is available for conscript support from Cheese. Those Grenadiers are just casually walking by some conscripts over there. Pioneers moving up to support as well. Mortar is bombarding some conscripts over here on the victory point. Okay. Oh! First squad wipe of the game will go to Lewted Hose though. That mortar hit. I think. I'm pretty sure that's the first squad wipe. But he should probably try and take more than one strategic point if possible. Cheese's income is huge. And he's already constructed tier 3 at the 6-minute mark and is probably going to field a T-70. For which, of course, Lewted Hose will have no counter at all. He has actually purchased Battle Phase 1. Somehow he managed to scrape just enough fuel together for that. But his tier 2 structure is actually only 15 fuel, so he will be able to get a tier 2 structure built if he can save the manpower for it. But he's probably going to want to try and play more than just squad wipes with a mortar sitting inside of his base. Otherwise they'll have no territory and get overwhelmed by the Allied war machine. Up to 70 fuel now. Once he gets to 200 manpower, he will be able to field a T-70. Oh man, that was almost another wipe. Almost, not quite. These conscripts are pinned by a base bunker. Should probably retreat.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
We are finished here.
And there it is, T-70 in production, for which Lewted Hose has no counter at all. Hit the dirt being utilized over here. I don't think that stacks with green cover. I don't really know how Hit the Dirt works, to be honest. But it's been utilized over there, and I guess, I don't know, I guess that helps. Looks like we might actually see a small push for territory by the Ulster. He's kind of standing over here instead of trying to take control of his cutoff. A couple squads idle in the base. Mortar pounding away over here at this flamethrower. That'll be forced to retreat. These conscripts are just hanging out. Whoa! That Gren model just like died instantly. He had like a lot of health. Pretty late retreat though. And a T-70 has rolled up to the front line. Threatens to wipe this Grenadier squad. Almost. Rounds the corner. T-70 is probably going to dive straight into the base. Still no tier 2 structure from Lewted Hose. No counter to that T-70 at all. Not to mention, he somehow managed to set up even a triple cap, even on Langreskaya. Lewted Hose running out of victory points very quickly, has only 300 remaining at this time. And now he's building a tier 2 structure, but it's a little late. Ooh, there goes one Grenadier squad. And I think that second one probably also going to go down here. Probably try and get a Panzerfaust off at least. Oh, he doesn't have the munitions. With only 11 munitions coming in, he cannot afford a Panzerfaust. He manages to complete the tier 2 structure, barely, but his piles have been wiped, losing everything. Grenadier squad about to go down. T-70 already has 16 kills and the entire Ulster army is basically dead. And a T-34 is in production. Lewted Hose will have only one. Anti-tank gun with which to contend with all of its allied armor. Rapid conscription being activated here by Cheese as he makes a suicidal dive into all of the base bunkers, getting pinned down. It's not that suicidal though, there's not actually that much here to shoot at him. He's just going to sit pinned here in front of these base guns though, until something destroys them. There goes another Grenadier squad. Anti-tank gun has been fielded. Incendiary artillery being dropped on the one AT gun. He's trying to get to safety, utilize himself, prepare, get clear of that thing. T-34 is making its way to the front line. Still has a ways to go though. And there. Oh ho! T-70 gets abandoned. Here comes the comeback.
Our enemy has only 200 points.
Just needs to crew that T-70 with some Grens, get some Pyos on the field. That T-34 is not going to be a problem. I'm sure he'll figure something out. T-34 hiding behind the HQ a little bit. The tank gun does have access to target weak point, but again he has no munitions at all. Can't Panzerfaust, can't target weak point.
Artillery barrage ready to
Just
fire.
kind of getting pushed around by one T-34. His whole army has this AT gun. Decides to blow up the T-70 just to be safe, I guess, since this T-34 is falling a little bit low. And apparently the T-34 has been destroyed.
One of our armored vehicles.
Okay, well, to be fair, Cheese only has 4 units of conscripts right now to Lewted Hose's no army at all. Rapid conscription didn't give him any fresh squads, I don't think. But 4 squads of conscripts should be more than enough to keep Lewted Hose contained in his base, considering his current forces. A couple squads making their way back to the front line. Cheese continues to hold the entire map. Hit the dirt being utilized over here. That probably is helping a little, right? Looks like it. I guess. I don't really see that much difference, honestly. Mortar bombarding this blob. Dealing a little damage, just kind of walking into the base. Got 120 munitions if he wants to use rapid conscription, but he goes with incendiary artillery to kill the mortar instead, I guess. New T-34 is on the field, making its way to the front line. PPSHs have been upgraded on these conscripts, but again, you can't get into the base without clearing out these base bunkers. AT gun still available here in the back. And we're going to see an attempt to slow the victory points, but there's only 50 remaining. It's been triple capped the entire game. Mortar gets cleared. T-34 is going to take out that AT gun by the look of things. Soviet player should probably try and keep that triple cap going though if he doesn't want this game to drag out. There goes the AT gun. A bunch more Grens are going to die. In fact, they crewed the pack, so the squad gets lost. And there they go. Oster is reduced back down to 3 units. Or no, 2 units, I think. No, I'm wrong about that. Also, 1 unit, Pyos. He has only these Pyos. And a fresh squad of Pyos and AT gun is being fielded. T-34 is making its way to the front line to engage. Oh god! And one-shots that squad. And the triple cap will continue, and that is pretty much going to end the game.
Engineer standing by.
Red Army, at your service.
Conscripts are taking control of this point, utilizing hit the dirt. Pioneers will not be able to push them away. Fresh AT gun being fielded is not likely to survive against anything. Oh man, you can drive over your hit the dirt conscripts. That's actually kind of an interesting use for hit the dirt. I didn't know that. You can just run them right over. They won't get pushed. I did not know that. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually a legitimately useful feature, because then if you have them hitting the dirt in cover and you need to move your tank through that area, they won't get pushed out of the cover, and they won't stop firing either. Man, even in this game, I actually learned something. Anyway, Cheese wins, clearly, 500-0. Short break and we'll get into game 2.